Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah. So we're going to read another little chunk out of the book. Share this with you guys. I'd like to know what you think. This is about creating your best life, a clear, crisp vision into your future. As we have discussed earlier, bending reality or using concepts like living from the end, the law of attraction, reality transurfing, the secret, etc., helps individuals understand how to change their current life situation. These similar yet unique tools, along with others, are great methods to use to control your reality. As always, it's easy to do, but it's easy not to do. We always say that, right?
Exactly.
All this stuff is pretty simple to do, and I think most people nod their heads, yeah, I get it.
Right. And, the cool thing is, none of these tools are new. The secret's been around for how many thousands of years, right? And also, it's really just a matter of having that aha moment when you realize,
yeah,
these tools work.
Well, there's nothing new. It's kind of funny. I like to call it bending reality. I was looking that up to see if I made that up. I think there's a book or there's a few things out there, but none of this stuff is new. As we look at each one of these new flavors and new spins on it, it's a lot of the same information. It's all great stuff, by the way. And it's pretty easy to do.
Absolutely.
We have all been gifted in this life the freedom of choice. The basic premise is you have unlimited realities and choices in front of you. These various realities can be viewed as life paths. You have lots of options as to which path to take at any given moment. The only way an option goes away is that split second or fraction of time has passed. The past is the past, and there is nothing you can do about it physically, at least as much as we know today. Think quantum physics outside of space and time. However, we can choose to change the course in this moment moving forward. The great news is the next fractional piece of time, the new present or the new now, you once again have unlimited options in front of you. Those optional paths change at every given moment, again and again. It's continuous. This is why we like this fact so much. You actually can hit the reset button at any time. You're not locked into any particular lifestyle or situation ever.
Right, so you can basically reinvent yourself every single moment, right? If you so choose.
Well, you have that option every second.
Yeah, right.
Every moment you have the freedom of choice. Every second. I got one now, I've got one now, I've got one now, I've got one now. Every split second you can make a choice to do something else, right? So, absolutely right. So, let's see, I lost my track here. You're not locked in a particular situation ever. I think it is easiest for people to understand if they think about things as if they already have them. Then there is merely time between now and the manifestation of the vision. Visualize one of these paths playing out into the future. Envision the path as a line of stepping stones where you can select a portion of the path, a stepping stone, or a place in the future. It could be tomorrow or 10 years from now. Mentally visualize a picture and frame it, put it on your wall and study it. What is in the picture? What does your life look like out there in the future? What are you doing? Who are you with? Where are you? What do you see? How does it feel? That's the most important.
How does it feel?
Make sure you answer these questions. You answer with as much detail as possible. The answers to these questions will allow you to create your own detailed vision of your future. As an example, we have created a visualization of living on the beach. To drill down further, we are in a beach bungalow on a Caribbean island with sand-covered steps right into the beach. We have a room we call the studio where we paint and write, morning sun shining in the front door and porch, so obviously east-facing. Nothing in front of those steps except sand down to the beach. Trees on either side of the bungalow, not manicured but rustic and natural, jungle-like. Like you see when you walk on a beach where no one yet lives and man has not disturbed it.
Sounds like heaven.
Yeah, you can see this clearly in your mind. There's lots more details around what we do for a living and how we spend our time, etc. But just want you to understand the detail on a specific piece. The more detail, the better. So if this makes sense, this is like you're looking out in your future life. You can see a path, and I like that idea of stepping stones, like flagstones. You can see them, walking path. It kind of might even meander. It might not be straight. It might go shoot off to the right or shoot off to the left. Mm-hmm. But you pick a spot in that path. It could be a year out, 5 years out. You pick it, and you just visualize, where are you at that point? What does it feel like? What does it look like? And just envision that and focus on it, and let the universe do its thing, and you get there, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I mean, we've done this quite a lot in our career together, our business careers, our personal life.
Absolutely. Sometimes the universe doesn't offer the path that you planned and thought it would. There's some surprises that happen along the way. Life happens along the way. Sometimes it happens in the form of something that you might initially think isn't so great. And then when it unfolds, you realize, aha, that is the exact path that I set for myself.
Well, and I think Karen's bringing up a good point, because I think people get discouraged. It's like the guy that owned the gold mine, and he was digging and digging and digging for years. And he finally gave up because there's nothing in here, and somebody else took over, and they dug one more inch, and there was one of the largest gold veins on the planet. So it's an old wives' tale that basically it was right there, it was right in front of you, but you gave up too soon. So I think if things don't go exactly the way you have them planned, I think some people tend to kind of throw away that dream, right? And to your point, I guess the analogy I would use to continue out, if it's stepping stones and you see like thousands of stepping stones out to that goal, and you're envisioning one of those stepping stones, that's what you're envisioning. You can feel it, you can taste it, you can touch it, all of that. Mm-hmm. There are a bunch of stepping stones between you and that spot.
Right.
That you're not focusing on all those. To your point, it may feel like it's off the path, but it may not be. It may just be a temporary speed bump, if you will.
Right. Or sometimes it's part of the journey. For example, for you and I, we had that house in the suburbs, 2-year renovation, built the dream house. So we thought the dream house, although, the ultimate dream was always to live where people vacation, right? So that was a stepping stone. And what we realized along the way, 2 years in the making, is that we no longer needed that step. Right. So sometimes you hop over it.
Yeah, you can accelerate things. That's a great point. Yeah. And I think the better you get at this and playing this out, you tend to see the opportunities ahead, mm-hmm. and you can make decisions. We talked a lot about this before, about past. You have things that happen in the past that you may not have liked, or you may have liked. That knowledge is what allows you to make decisions about what you want in the future.
Right.
You only kind of know what you know.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, we had a big discussion. You can't physically change the past, but you can take the experiences from your past and utilize those experiences, good, better, and different, towards, the now and the future.
Right. Yeah.
It's cool stuff.
Well, good stuff. I'd like to hear your thoughts down below, maybe about something you've manifested, or if you've had some roadblocks and you just have some questions about how all this stuff works. We don't have all the answers, but we've used a lot of these techniques, and we know a lot of people that have, and mm-hmm. we're studying this and learning every day. So we'd love to share our thoughts with you.
Yeah, and I would say on manifestation, to date, everything that we've manifested, where we know what the final vision is, has come to fruition.
Yeah, sometimes it might take a little longer, right?
Well, some of the things did. I would say right now, the biggest thing that we're kind of working on is that next house, or that next location. But it can't manifest until you and I have a knowledge of where we want to go. So everything else so far that we've manifested has really come to fruition. And I just want to share that because it works. Mm-hmm. It works. Right. If you want it, if you truly want it to happen, it's up to you to make it happen. We can all say, I want a good amount of money so that I can travel all around. Well, you can't just say it, blink your eyes, and it happens. You've got to manifest this in a manner that is going to make it happen. And it does work, and it's pretty darn exciting.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the Nest at Copper Mountain.
Cheers, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have you on board. Thanks a lot.